Let's see here. I need to make a little adjustment. There we go. Okay. So this is Thursday, February 29, 2024. Hey, man, we are headed into March really, really fast here. Good morning, everybody. This is Rick. For those that don't know, I want to welcome everybody here. The SPY is getting a real kick this morning. This is looking pretty good. Right down to the T line. This is we're talking about a beautiful chart. It just took its time getting down. I think it kind of wore some of us out, and then this morning we're popping up here. This blue line, this is that overhead resistance line here, channel line. Here's a weekly chart, and you can see how that channel line was put up there. And maybe today we test it. Who knows? Might even get across it. Paul still has his number up here at 515 for a target, so go Paul, you're looking good. We've got a nice gap or a cross, whichever you want to call it, how you want to look at it, how you want to trade it or whatnot. We may talk about this a lot today on a lot of charts. I'm finding it, well, just a good plan. Jumping up over the T-line, crossing back over, and then pulling back to the T-line. And then what we've got is the potential for that T-line run up. Okay? An example of a T-line run would be right here. That would be an example right there. So we pop back up. You get, a nice swing. Running up over the T-line. Here's another one. Here we close below the T-line. We cross back up, and you can see that swing up until it had that nasty little gap to the downside. So anyway, we're doing pretty good here. Let's check the Qs out real quick. The Qs are, well, they're holding in there, and they're not. That's not the Qs. There we go. Now I'm happier. You can see the Qs coming up here a little bit, popping up. So bullish engulf pre-market, it won't show that after the market opens. It'll just show that we've opened here. So that's working out. Diamonds. Yesterday, diamonds were showing some strength coming up and closing over the T-line here. Closing over the T-line. And it looks like we're getting a little follow through. On the diamonds, I think this level right through here, 390.50 is going to be kind of important, because that's where we popped up. That just faked everything out and then back down. We supported here for a little bit, and then we tested and failed. So that's going to be kind of an important line right there. FNGU, I would sure like this to get above the T-line here, and maybe even a little higher. Yeah, maybe a little higher. I'd sure like to see it take out yesterday's bar. And this is the FANG stocks. We sure would like to have those helping us there. So a few popular charts people like to look at, whether you trade them or not, is NVIDIA. NVIDIA setting up really nice. Here's another one of those. Pop over the T-line, pull back, pop, pull back, and now we're setting up for that T-line run here. Look at NVIDIA right in here. This gave a fantastic T-line run right through there. Another favorite that everybody's kind of looking at and shopping for is Apple. Now, I don't really think Apple is a buy till it starts turning itself around. And what I mean by a turnaround, it would be something like this right here. We've got a low, high. We're going to call that a double bottom, and then a breakout right in here. And then above that 185.05, that's where Apple becomes a buyable buy. Otherwise, it's just bottom picking in here. Nothing wrong with that, as long as it works out for you. Just set your stops in there. Amazon is another one that's setting up. Now, Amazon has pulled back right to its 50% retracement. If we take a look at this low and this high here, boom, right in there. And it's trying to bounce off that. So that's, I think that's a plus. So we'll kind of go from there. Delta Airlines is working out nice. Delta has broken out of its downtrend here. And you can see how the trend indicator has been running uphill bullishly. The trend indicator is the green dots, for those that don't know. And then you can see that we had that pop below the T-line, pop above the T-line, and we broke out of that downtrend line. And now we're just moving sideways. Nice pop out of the box. For those that know what that is, that's one of the trade setups that we use here. And it's where price, you get a nice move. It doesn't have to be one candle. It can be multiple candles up, a couple maybe, 3 maybe at the most. And then we start running sideways real tight. And then what that does, it allows the moving averages to catch up a little bit. And then we can, buying inside that box or buying on a breakout of that box right in here. But right now, Delta's setting up. I noticed this morning, I don't have it on my list, but American also popping up a little. XLF is acting really well. You still have that bullish trend. And yeah, you still have that bullish trend. And you see how we pop down below the T-line and then pop back up? See how we've created that T-line run there? That is a beautiful trade strategy or setup. I mean, this really is a great strategy or setup. And it doesn't have to be, running up so high. You can get them down here. I mean, look at that. If you come back here, once that downtrend was broken, look what happened here. I know it's kind of hard to see. I've made that probably too small. Look at that. So, this T-line run plays the whole gambit from the bottom to a top, or higher, I should say. We don't know if that's a top. So, nice looking chart there. SCH broke out of the 50-period moving average yesterday, and looks like we're getting a little follow through today. This is another one that tested down below the T-line, popped up, and now it's running up. So we'll keep our eye on that, watching that. A little bit of price action resistance right through here. A little price action resistance. So I don't know. There's only a couple things in the chart that I have found that truly work. Everything else is a bunch of side notes. It's like having a stool. You need 3 legs on a stool to make it work. But I think a lot of people end up putting about 19 legs on a stool. When it all comes down to it, all the indicators, all that stuff, all that matters is what trend is doing and what price action is doing. That's it. Everything else, you don't get clear signals. One chart, that indicator works. Another chart, the other indicator works. It'll drive you mad is what it'll do. Price action and the trend. So, you can see this price action wise. You can see how we're building a bottom in here. Price action wise, you can see that we popped up, we pulled back, we found stability over something we dedicate on a chart, the T-line here, trend indicator, and now we're starting to move up. All the indicators in the world are going to lag this by a bar or 10 bars for that matter, and drive you mad. You see a little bit of resistance up here. Okay, so what would you expect? Maybe we run to that resistance and then we have a little bit of a pullback. Newsflash, it's all right here in the chart. And you move up here, you can close it, sell it, take half, let it pull back, wait for it to set up and buy it again. Or, as long as it doesn't, if you have too much profit in it, you don't want to waste that. You don't want to risk it. But as far as the trend goes, we could come up here and pull back, and as long as it stays above the T-line run is still in effect. It's still working. Or, if you use the trend indicator, something like that, the same thing. So price action and trend, just hard to beat them. Here is Colgate. It's hard to beat that. Just here, let me keep that a little bigger here. And do this right here. We'll make that blue. It's hard to beat that trend that's setting up in here. It's hard to beat that little trend. And these are all money-making swings right here. Here we swung up a little bit, and then you got sideways. All right. Look at that little swing right there. It's hard to beat it. And all the indicators in the world. I'm going to be an indicator basher today, I think, because I have worked hard this past, I would say, 10 days trying to get some indicators that would help out with the charts. And it just makes me want to just pluck my eyeballs out because there's nothing consistent. Zero is consistent, and you cannot prove me wrong, and I dare you to challenge me on it. You have to have some consistency in trading, and price action and trend. There it is in black and white, literally black and white. Sorry to go off here on this. This is just something that I've been up a long time already this morning, and I've been looking at this, trying to decide how to handle all this stuff. Look at American Express. Look at that. You know, we flip from red to green. And by the way, there is nothing that says that the sellers couldn't have come in here and just popped this right back down. There's nothing that says that couldn't have happened. That's how things change. I mean, if you just think of the way things were yesterday going into the close, now look at them. We're looking kind of bullish, right? That's trading. So anyway. Here's American Express popped up. Look at that T-line run there. Nah, that might have broke it right in there. It might have, as far as closing over the T-line. And then look at us now. And look at this pop out of the box setting up. So here's a nice bullish candle, bullish engulf here. And look at that pop out of the box setting up. And here we are popping out. Now this is only 2 bars. We generally don't look at this as a pop out of the box, but you can't change what it is. You can see it right there on the chart. Generally, we look for 3 or 4 bars in there before it pops out. But if it's going to pop out, who am I to badmouth it? Go American Express. So let's see. Carlos, you got a question here? Let's see. The trend indicator is in a green uptrend or red downtrend. Is there a way to make this sideways movement gray? Oh, jeepers creepers. That I don't know, to be honest. Good idea. But you know, let me share with you something, Carlos, that could be helpful. Okay, for something sideways, and it's actually what I call the turn. Okay, let me share this, and then we'll call it a day here this morning. Call it a morning this morning. So here's American Express. Here's American Express trending up, right? This right here is the turn. And the reason I call it the turn is because it's not really confirmed yet. Okay? I'm going to make that yellow, not green. That's the turn. So for instance, you really don't want to go short here, even though you've got the red trend indicator. And here's why. Because we need that high, low, lower high, lower low. And you never got that in the chart. You never got that. And that is what we're waiting for. We're not waiting to well, I don't think it's a good practice for your financial future anyway, to be trading this all based on 1 red dot or 1 green dot. So we want to look at this and we want to make sure we've got our price action working. We want that high, low, higher, high, right? Lower high, excuse me. Now, just the opposite for the bullish side. So what we want, better make that yellow. See how we start turning up? We don't want to jump on that first dot right there. We really don't. We don't even want to jump on those. What we want is price to move up, price to move back, and price to move up. Now, I may have gone a little high here just because of the size of the chart. But that's what we want. So we want to stay away from the early turn is what we want. Now, you can call that sideways. I tend to call it the turn. It's either going to turn or it's not. Like this right here. You can click. It's like these green dots here. Did we make a low, high, higher, low, higher, high? That strategy, that statement, low, high, higher, low, higher, high, that is it's universally accepted as a great chart pattern for the bullish side, or a high, low, higher, low for the bear side. But a lot of times what happens is we get a little excited because, oh my God, we can pick this bottom and be a big winner. But you can see how that might have worked out. So we need to get away from the turn and into the low, high, higher, low, and give up trying to pick the bottom and be such an early mover into the chart. There's plenty room to make money. Okay, so sorry if this took a little longer. Thanks for your question. I do have to go right now, but I'll be back here at the bottom of the hour when the market opens up. All right. Thanks again, Carlos, for your question. You guys all take care.